that website, deliver the website, and then ultimately sell our other services, right? So that's what we're going to get out of going through this journey. We're going to understand that that is the process. And so we're going to come to find that the only 3 steps needed for us to turn our AI side hustle here, our little part-time side hustle, into a profitable business is exactly what I just said. It's find a business, ideally someone who's already asking for help. Then we're going to show them the result of what it is that they're asking for. So we're going to go ahead and show them the result first, right? We're not going to say, well, hey, I could do this for you. You got to pay me this much money and then I could do that for you. We're going to say, hey, I've done this for you. Is this something that you're interested in? It's based on what you were asking for. So we're already showing them the result first, and then we collect the money and deliver. Okay. And then again, once we've done that, the kind of the fourth part here, which is an ongoing journey, because it may happen right away, may happen down the road, is we are going to ultimately upsell, offer them our other core services that we offer to help the business get more customers and sales, which again, they pay us for. So that adds more monthly reoccurring income to us, for our business. Okay. So let's just break all this down, right? So find a business, ideally already asking. Finding a business is actually the easiest part of all this. Some people think it's the hardest part. Okay. And that's just because a lot of people just don't take the action or initiative, not even initiative, just take the action. It's not even initiative. Like it's laid out for you to do it. You just got to do it. So you could literally walk outside your door, throw a rock, and probably hit 3 different businesses, right? They're just everywhere. So worst case scenario, if I knew nothing else, I could literally just walk down the street until I found the first business, walk into it, and then ask them, about a website, right? Or again, build the website for them first. I can identify the business, build a website for them, and walk into it with it already built. Worst case scenario, the most basic fundamental thing, I could do that. Okay. But that's a viable strategy and people do it, but I could be walking into businesses all day before I could find someone remote. For a week, I could walk into businesses and it may be all week before I find one person that maybe is interested or can have a conversation with. Because I can't just look at a business, their storefront, and just say, oh, they probably need a website or they're going to benefit from a website. I mean, all of them would benefit from a website, but maybe they already have a website, right? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them because I'm just blindly walking into businesses. So how do we narrow that down? How do we focus that? Well, we could go to websites where people are already asking for help, right? They exist out there. We talk about them in our training, right? We've talked about them millions of times before. There's places like Upwork, Freelancer, and Guru. Those are just 3. There's also stuff like Thumbtack. There's just there's Facebook groups, there's social media groups, there's all kinds of things out there where people are asking for help. Well, there's some official organized things like Upwork, Freelancer, and Guru where I can go right now and we could probably find someone asking for a website. So why don't we just do that? Okay, so let's just go and see, right? All right, let's go to upwork.com. All right, so let's see here. Let's find work. We'll just go here and look, web design jobs. Okay. So here's going to be post right here. Now, when I'm logged in, it's going to be in a different format. It's going to be really like clean and organized. But you can see here, look, 9,500 web designer jobs here posted on Upwork. Okay. So literally right away, I find someone that's someone looking for a recruiting website. But it doesn't matter what I find here. The point of this is I can go right away to this site and there's already businesses asking for help. I don't have to guess. I'm not just walking down the street and saying, well, maybe this is a good opportunity. I know this is a good opportunity because they're already asking. They have money in their hand because it takes money. They have to have money deposited into Upwork for them to post this job live. So there is no guessing on whether they have money or not. They have to have money to be here posting, asking for help. And they're asking for help. They're literally saying, I have money. I need this help. Can I give someone this money to do this work for me? So it eliminates all the problems people have when they start prospecting. Well, I keep reaching out to people, and people keep saying they're not interested, or they're asking for help. These people, like, they wake up every single day hoping that people are responding, offering to help them. Okay. So if I use sites like this, so this is upwork.com. Let's go to guru.com. They're all the same kind of thing. Okay. Find jobs. Let's go right here. And again, we could probably find web design. What would that be in programming development? Yeah, look, web development and design. Okay. Let's just apply that. We'll keep it on all those categories. And I can go down and look, I'm going to find all kinds of things in here. But the key when I'm just getting started is go for simplicity. Like if you're reading this first thing, experienced full stack developer, I don't even know what full stack, if you have no clue what's going on, then skip it. That's the beauty of this, because every day, all day, there are new jobs being posted over and over and over again. Now, I will say there's some sites that are more active than others. Upwork, which I just showed you first, they're kind of like the Google of job sites, right? Search engines, there's all kinds of search engines, right? There's, I use this one and that one, and I don't use Google. Well, the fact is, most people use Google. Okay. Same thing with the job sites. Most people use Upwork. It's just one of the most popular ones out there. So I can easily go there, and nearly every 5 minutes, there's a new job being posted there. Okay. So the beauty of this is they are all 24/7. It doesn't matter if I work 20,000 jobs and have 20,000 family members to take care of. I can do this 24/7 because there's no interaction that I need to have right away with someone. I'm just looking for posts and I can respond to them anytime, 24/7. Okay. And it's all electronically. So even if I'm at work or whatever, I can access my emails or communication. I can access these apps on my phone and check and see if there's responses or respond to people as needed, whatever. Okay. So bottom line is these are very easy. So I can benefit by being on multiple of these sites, right? I would encourage you to be on multiple. Now, understand there are people who have 7-figure businesses just doing Upwork. So you don't need to be on all of them. But when I'm just getting started, I'm probably going to want to be everywhere I can be, right? When you're prospecting, it's like fishing, right? I can walk down to the pond full of fish. If I knew guaranteed that there are fish in the pond, right? I could walk down there with one fishing rod, with one bait, have it out there, and I'll eventually catch a fish. But if I came down and I had 4 different fishing poles and threw them all in the water, I'm still going to catch fish, but I might catch them faster. Okay. That's how prospecting is on these job sites. It's no different. The more of these I'm on, the more active I am searching and responding to projects on multiple sites, the faster it will be probably for me to get a client. It's just that simple. All right. So I can go here and I'm just looking for simplicity, no matter what site I'm on. I'm looking for it to literally say a website, like build me a website or redesign my website, right? So WordPress plugin, I have no idea what's WordPress. I heard, cool, skip it. Online gaming website, cool, there we go. That's probably someone looking for a website, right? Okay, so that's all I'm looking. Look, I need a website built for my company. It doesn't get any easier. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for complicated. Okay. So then once I've done that, the whole point is to show them the result first. Okay. Right. And so what do I mean by that? Well, that would mean I probably need to build a website. And right away, right, that's where we get to. Now, again, you would have gone through training and watched the videos on how to do this. But now we're at the point where it's like, oh, I got to build a website. Well, back in the day, like stuff like WordPress, that was literally, or crazy coding was required. Understanding of complex systems like WordPress, which WordPress was kind of became the simplified version of just basic code of building a website, but even that was complicated and a big pain in the butt. All this and that, to the point that we're now in the modern times where AI is prevalent and AI makes everything easier. Okay, including building websites for us. So I don't need any sort of technical experience other than to know how to type. Okay. So let's just go right here. I need a website built for my company. Okay. Let's see if I can just open it without having to log into this site or anything. Yeah. Oh, no, it's making me log in. But I'm not going to log into this. I'm just going to take what they say here and just show us what we can do, right? So we're going to use Lovable. Okay. That is the site that we use. Let's see here. Let me go to my dashboard. Okay. We are going to use a software app called Lovable, which has a free plan that gives me so many credits a day to build websites. I can build 2 to 3 websites a day for free before I even, and that's every day, before I would need to consider upgrading to a paid plan, which I think the next paid upgrade is $20 a month. So super affordable, no matter what it is I'm doing in my life. I could afford that to increase the amount of websites I could build per month, per day, per month, and to be able to showcase results to businesses first, which sets us aside from everyone else, right? That's what showing results first does for us. Everyone else who reaches out and does their little quotes or whatever to this person, they are saying, I could do this for you. Well, we're going to edge them out with a little extra sales psychology, if you will, by not only saying I can do this for you, but saying I've already done this for you. And what that does is it changes someone psychologically from trying to imagine what someone could do for them, right? That's where things like portfolios get involved. That's where things like, oh, have you done work for this kind of business before? Or, show me some of your results. That's where we get into some of these little objections, if you will, that people run into when they get started. It scares them off. We eliminate that and set ourselves apart from everyone else who says they can do it by showing them that we can do it. So we're not saying, oh, I could do this for you. And we're saying, look, I built this for you based on kind of what the initial idea that you had, the initial request that you had. Okay. So now the psychology is, well, here it is. Here's my site. Okay. So I might make this change and this change. They're no longer thinking, well, could this person, can I see your portfolio? The reason why people want to see portfolio and past work is because they're unsure that you can deliver what they're asking for. Well, when I deliver it up front, I've already eliminated the question. And they don't care if I've built 20 other websites before, because I'm showing them their website. They're no longer thinking of what I could do. They're looking at it and saying, yeah, I like this. Maybe I'd have my logo, put the logo here. I'd maybe have this button over here. Now their psychology is what changes what I make to this already delivered product versus someone else who has to build it from scratch. And can they do that? Okay. So I've set myself apart by showing them results. So this one right here, I can see they're a lawn fertilizer company. Okay. That's asking for a website. Okay. So let's just go to Lovable and build one. Okay. So lovable.dev. Okay. And here's how simple it is. Please build me a professional local business website for a lawn fertilizer company. Okay. Now, I could, when I'm logged into this, I'm going to see their full details because they're saying, hey, it must have some certain features. What I would actually do is I would just copy their post, what they're asking. I'd copy their whole post, and then I would go into Lovable and I would say, please build me a professional local business website based on the following request. And I would just paste in what they're asking, which would include, hey, I'm a lawn fertilizer company based in Denver. And I would do, and it would have all the full details. And then it's obviously going to be way more tailored than me just saying this. Okay. So I would actually post in what it is they're asking for to have Lovable build around that. Let's just say it was in Denver, for a lawn fertilizer company based in Denver, Colorado. Okay. Let's just say that's what it was. And then I'm just going to hit enter. And that's the extent of the technical knowledge that I need to produce this result for me to be able to show this business. And again, what this allows me to do is, because I'm tailoring the request, the response based on what it is that they already want, I'm actually already delivering it. I'm producing high quality submissions here. Meaning I'm not just blanketing, going out and say, oh, I can do this for you, and submitting 10,000 bids a day. I don't need to, because every single bid that I submit here, it's a quality bid versus worrying about quantity. So even if I only do a few of these a day, I'm still setting myself apart from everyone else. And my odds of getting this project are automatically bump me up close to the top versus all the other submissions, because I've delivered. So I don't need to do 1,000 of these a day to make it and succeed. Okay. I just keep doing this consistently every day with these quality bids. All right. I will get projects, and I will get them at a much faster clip than everyone else who's just doing the same old normal stuff. I can do this. Here's my portfolio. Okay. And so again, the technical knowledge here is super low bar, because I just type in the information and Lovable says, yep, let's take care of it. I know exactly what to do. Like it's already producing some, it's creating some images and design here for me. And so eventually it's going to produce the website, which we'll see that in a second. Now, while that is doing that, I can actually go ahead and use AI and put together my response, my submission, my quote, if you will, that I will send, that will include the link for this website. And so for that, I can just simply go. Oops, come on. There it is. I can go to ChatGPT, for example. Now, again, are there other tools out here? Do I have to use Lovable? Do I have to use ChatGPT? Look, we teach you this because this is what we just use. Okay. But you can use anything that you're already comfortable with using. If you're like, well, I'm a Claude person, or I like Grok or Gemini, whatever, use it. It doesn't matter. They all work basically the same way. When it comes to the website things, there's all kinds of things out there we use and teach Lovable, because that's just what we've used. And it's also one of the more developed ones that's just been around a while, and it keeps getting better and better and better. So that's what we use. Are there 10 million other tools that'll probably drop in the next week that do the same kind of stuff? Cool. Yes. The thing about tools is never be jumping around, always trying to find the best thing. Just find something that does what you needed to do, and just stay focused there until you start seeing success. And then you can worry about it later, changing down the road. But more times than not, it's not the tool. In fact, it's never the tool. It's your strategy and consistency. Okay. So we just use what we use because that's what works, and we don't need to go find something else. Okay. Now, all I have to do here is, again, what I would do is I would just copy and paste the project from, in this case, Guru, and paste it in here. And I would say, I need a proposal, a guru.com proposal quote put together for the following project. Paste it in there. Okay. Because I don't have access to the full thing, I'm just going to pretend like I did. For a project for a website for a lawn fertilizer company in Denver. I have already built, this is an important part because I want when the proposal's built, I want there to be a spot where I can put the link to the website, because that's a big key to the success of my proposal. I want to show the result. Okay, so I just need to tell it that, so it has a spot in there for it. Okay, I've already built a demo website for them to show them show them the result versus just saying I could do it for them. Please include a spot for the website link in the proposal. And then I just submit. And then what ChatGPT or any of the AI platforms would do is it's already going to go ahead and build a tailored, high converting proposal script that I can edit. I can edit any of this stuff. Okay. When we go back to the Lovable site, we'll see that we can edit that if we want to. But in the end, okay, I'm looking for AI to do all the heavy lifting to make this process super simple and fast. Okay. So in seconds, I already have a high quality proposal template. Okay. Even breaks it out. Okay. Even breaks it out into little chunks here. Okay. Has little sections where it's like, hey, this is optional. You can add this part in here. And again, I can interact with this as much as I want. Hey, I want it to be a little shorter, or, hey, I'm worried about this part of it. What do you think? I can actually have a conversation back and forth to eventually produce something that's really solid that I want to use. More times than not, out of the box is just fine. And the cool thing is once I do this one, when I do the next project, all right, cool. I need another one. And here's the project. I need another one. And for this project, paste the project, hit enter, and boom. And I'll be zipping these things out super fast. Okay. Now let's go back to Lovable and see what we've already got here. And there it is. Okay. While I was doing that, my website got finished and built. Okay. So I can close it up, and this is what it looks like. A beautiful local business website. It's awesome. And I can update this as much as I want. If I don't want it to be a single page, I can have each of these on a different page. Okay. But important thing to note here is I don't need this to be perfect. I don't need this to be the final product. I just need it to be something that they're looking for based on their project. If they're interested in working with me, then we'll do edits. Hey, you know what? I really want my logo up here, right? And again, they're not called we get all the details and plug in all the details. Hey, I would like to have my phone number, instead of over on the left side, can we have that on the right side, the phone number and email, and have this serving over there? Or can we make it say this? Like, that all comes later when they say, yes, let's do it. This isn't meant to me to be to deliver them and say, hey, here's the final product. And they're like, well, let's make these changes. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll make these changes. No. This is me showing them what I could do. If they want this, then they'll award me the project. And then we start the editing process of adjusting it based on what it is they want. Hey, can we add this other service and remove this service? Like, I don't do pest control. Can we replace that with this? Or, hey, I only do lawn fertilization and aeration and overseeding. Can we change this part? Like, that's happens after they award us. So all we're looking to do is deliver a nice solid demo based on the initial project request, so that, again, they see this and now they're not saying, well, I wonder if they can build a lawn site. Can I see your portfolio? Nope. They're like, man, this is awesome. And now what they're doing is they're like, all right, I'd probably move this, or, I really like this part. I didn't even think about that. It's beautiful. I'd like to have little things over here where I can do this and that. That's where they start thinking. Now they're pretty much already now saying, well, I see this as my website. What changes would I make to finalize it? Not, this is it completely changes the psychology of everything. Okay. And so I banged this out all in a matter of minutes. All right. And again, going back to the technical pieces of this, anything I want to change, I just type. Hey, I want to move these words. I want these words to then say this. I could just type that. Any change I want to make, I can type. Okay. I don't have to be a coder. I don't have to get it behind the hood of things. I just type and talk like a human being. Right. Hey, they want the instead of a one-page website, they want the links to the top to go with their own separate website page. And then it would say, okay, let me do that for you. And then boom, it would just do it. Okay. Over and over and over again, to the point where once I'm awarded the project, right? Well, the next step is to get awarded the project, and then I can do the edits as needed. Now for the proposal, I got my demo site here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to hit publish, and I can do one of two things, right? If I hit publish, it's just going to produce a lovable.app domain. Okay, already there. I don't need to buy a domain or anything. It's going to be there. And so if I want this, say this is Mile High Lawn Care, I'm going to be I can do Mile High Lawn Care, or all one word, whatever I want to type, Mile High Lawn Care. It'll be, and I hit save. Okay. When I hit publish, that'll be the link right there. Okay. When I hit publish, that would be the link. It'll be live on the internet. I would just grab that link, put it into the proposal spot, where the spot for the link, and then submit my bid. Okay. I could also, one question is, well, I don't want it to say lovable because I don't want them to research and find out what lovable is, and because then they just might do it. Cool. Okay. I can add a custom domain, which is me buying a domain. I can buy one domain off GoDaddy or Namecheap for like $10. And it could be something like lawn care demo sites. I wouldn't buy lawn care, say demowebsite.com. Now that one's probably not available, but you get my point. Just some kind of thing talking about demo sites or mydemosite.com or something like that. I can buy that one domain and then I can say add custom domain and it'll give me a spot to say, what do you want the domain to be? And I would put in mydemowebsite.com, but in front of it, just like there's .lovable.app, I would put Mile High Lawn Care and then the domain mydemowebsite.com and publish. And then that's what I would use. And then say the next project is for a plumber, and say they're a Denver plumber. Then I could put Denver plumber my demo. So I can keep using the same domain over and over and over again. I buy it one time for $10, and then I'm just always hooking up the demo site to that. And all I'm doing is the dot in front of the front piece, the subdomain. I'm just changing it to be whatever the project is. Okay. So I can keep using that same domain. No one ever knows it's lovable. And then I'm good to go. Okay. For people who worry about that. All right. And it's that simple. And I just keep doing that over and over and over again. Okay. And then let's see. And then we're back to we're just back to the process. Okay. Collect the money and deliver. And what is delivering? Delivering is exactly what I just said. Delivering is then doing the edits that they want. And then it's done. Okay. I'm paid on that website. And then what happens next is one of two things. They move on and you move on, meaning that's it. You do that one transaction and you each go separate ways. You got some money in your pocket. You also got a good review on your profile, which will attract future projects. And you guys go your separate way. Everyone's happy. The second outcome is they will then be very apt and prone to investing now into marketing that you could offer them to help them get more customers and sales now that they got a new website, where you can attract more people to see that website and see the business, right? So that they can bring in new customers and sales, meaning they would be open to a discussion to now add some marketing services since they just got this new website, meaning they care about their brand, they care about their business, they want to get out there to the world. They think a good website will do that for them, will attract people. Well, marketing will help bring in more people to their business. So you're going to help them now which they're also more apt to work with you and take your suggestion on because you just delivered something that they're happy with. So now it's, again, no longer proving what I can do. You've already proved yourself. Now every conversation after that is easier. Hey, well, there you go. Well, look, now that we're finished, are you doing any kind of marketing for your business? Right? Do you have anything in place that's going to bring extra eyeballs in to see your new website and keep bringing in new sales and customers to the business? Because I also offer some marketing services that are focused just around doing that. Okay. Is that something you're interested in discussing? We can talk about some of the things I can do to help increase your customers and sales now that you have this new website. More times than not, they'll be agreeable to listen to that conversation and have that conversation. And you'll find a good percentage of those will invest into ongoing marketing services now at that point. The cool thing is your website was a one-time purchase typically. Okay. And then now your marketing services come into play, and those are all monthly reoccurring income services, right? Every month they're paying for those services. The cool thing is they range anywhere from like $300, from $200, say, for review management, all the way to, almost nearly a couple grand for like SEO and lead generation. Okay. You add one or two of those services in. Now you're talking about a client who maybe paid somewhere between $500 to $3,000 for a website, which is that's a pretty common, basic, low cost website there. You're looking at clients going from paying $500 to $3,000 for the website to now adding an extra $200 to $1,500 a month for reoccurring marketing services. And that just keeps stacking. I just keep rinsing and repeating this strategy and stacking clients. Okay. Also, each client that I get, whether they invest with me for ongoing for marketing services or they're just one and done, they also become a referral source. Hey, now that we're done here, do you know any other business owners that would benefit maybe for the things I've done for them? Business owners know other business owners. And of course, you're not asking, hey, lawn fertilizer company, do you know another lawn fertilizer company that I can help in Denver? No, that's not what you're asking. You're asking, do you know any other business owners? Because that lawn fertilizer company probably knows a CPA. They probably know a real estate agent. They probably know tens of thousands of other business owners because they all network together, right? They have B&I groups, they have meetups, and all things that you can attend as well to attract clients. They're in business organizations together, and they just have relationships with other business owners. Okay. So, you know what? Yeah, my friend Jake over at Jake's Plumbing, he's been talking about upgrading his website forever. Right. And so now what you're doing is every time you close a deal, you've now added a new referral source to help grow your business even faster, because on top of the prospecting that you're already doing, you start stacking these referral sources that will refer you. They're not all going to refer you somebody, but all it takes is, one person referring you somebody that leads to another, $1,000 to $2,000 a month client recurring revenue. And that just starts stacking faster and faster and faster. And now what I have is I have the steps and the process, more important, the process and the strategy necessary to grow this from a AI side hustle, from something I'm just doing part-time, to turn it into a full-fledged profitable business. Because as I continue to do this process, I can have as many people involved as necessary to keep it growing. If I need help initially, I can have people inside my business right away, whether I'm partnering, using VAs, or just hire someone playing out in my business to do some of this work, some or all of this work. And as I keep making more money, I can add in more people as necessary, and even to the point where I can transition at whatever it is I'm doing full-time right now. I can transition out of that and go into my business full-time to really focus on growth. I have the flexibility and the options, but it's all just these 3 steps over and over and over again.